What it is, it's your boy Dutch the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. On today's episode of Prison Stories Uncut, we back up Hagerstown, RCI Roxbury, trapped on that farm with it. Now, this situation took place over 20 some odd years ago, as usual. But anyway, it was a little situation happening up there on that farm with the DC boys, right? So I'm coming back from school, I'm walking down the compound, right? Got my little school books or whatever. I was still a hopper then. This was back in the day. But when I get back on my tier, I can hear like a loud commotion, like dudes arguing or whatever, right? So I peek and look in the day room. I'm waiting for my door to get open because I sleep on the bottom tier. I'm waiting for the officer to pop my door so I can go ahead, put my books in the cell, hurry up, get a little phone clip in before they lock us in and do count, right? That's my usual routine. But on this day, like I said, I heard a little argument. So I look in the day room before she popped the door, and I see the good brother and the DC boy, we ain't gonna say what gang they got out here in Maryland, but the DC boy, arguing, right? But they both sitting at the card table. So when I sees this, she popped my door, the officer. So I run in the cell, put my books and stuff up, change my clothes real quick, grab my blick out the baby powder bottle, shake it off, tuck it, come back out. Now I want to see what's going on. So that gambling shit, I don't agree with it in the joint, right? But you got some brothers, that's what they do. I'm not your keeper. I can't tell you what to do, but I don't agree with it. That shit caused a lot of bullshit in the joint. So whenever I'm on the tier with a brother and I see he got a gambling problem, I keep my eye on that brother. You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, he gonna have us in some bullshit. But anyway, I come out the cell, go over to the card table where they having this little disagreement, right? So in mid-argument, I grab the brother on the shoulder, pull him to the side. I don't know why none of the other brothers didn't do that, but I came over there and pulled the brother to the side. Let me holler at you, little fat boy. So when I do that, he's still talking shit, but he walking with me. You feel me? Brother walk with me. So I pull him under the steps. I'm like, yo, what's up, yo? What you trying to do? So he like, nah, yo, we just having, you know what I mean, disagreeing about the card game. It ain't like that. It ain't that serious. But I'm thinking to myself, like, it ain't that serious. You out here loud in the day room, jaw jacking. You got all these outsiders looking. And from what I hear, Slim was being disrespectful. I really don't like what I heard. So he like, oh, no, that she take everything she served. No, man, he all right. We just talking shit, you feel me? But the brother that I'm talking to, he ain't as prison-wise as me, right? I'm reading body language, the aggressiveness in the man tone when he talk. The DC boy, he was for real. But the good brother wasn't even really on that type of time. He wasn't even serious for real. He was just talking shit back to the nigga. But I don't like the fact that the brother energy didn't match Slim energy. So I wanted to go ahead and match the energy, right? For the brother. But y'all gotta remember this prison, by me pulling him up and us going under the steps and talking, that guy, the DC dude, on alert, right? Now, he already know who I'm is. He already know how to get down my reputation. So by me pulling yo up, he looking at him, they ready to pull me a move, right? So while we under the steps talking, I noticed a collective of the DC boys, they grouping up, having a rap now. You know what I mean? This how shit work in prison. So when the brothers see this, some of the brothers come up under these steps. Now everybody getting on point. Brothers come over there by us like, man, what's up with them niggas, man? They all grouping up and shit like that. What's up? So I'm telling the brothers like, nah, break it up. The police gonna think something going on, and it really ain't nothing going on for real, right? But Slim Boy being disrespectful, I'm gonna talk to y'all about it. But break this up right here. And I wasn't the big dog. I ain't making like I was barking orders. I'm just telling the good brothers, like, look, this ain't a good look. Let's separate, you feel me? Let them do that, you feel me? Because we already know how to come together if they jump out of there. We ain't got to group up. We can come together like this, quick, right? But I was telling them, I said, but look, I'm going to holler at them niggas before we go in to see, to check the temperature, to see how they feeling. Because if I don't like how he respond, when we come out, we coming out on some bullshit. It ain't no passionless, ain't no letting nothing slide neither. So depending upon how Slim and them talk when I come over there and holler at them, I'm gonna let y'all know how we gonna deal with them. So the officer come over the loudspeaker like 5 minutes left in the day room, right? So that was my cue to go ahead and holler at one of the DC boys who I knew had the rank on the tier, right? Cocky nigga with dreads, wear glasses and shit. So I walk up one like, yo, let me holler at you. So he get up off the bench, he come holler at me and shit, right? Cause we know each other. So he holler at me. So I'm like, yo, so what's going on between the brother and your brother? You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out where we stand on this situation and already had the words. Ain't no blows or nothing like that get exchanged. But still, we need to check the temperature on that situation, right? So he hit me with the, oh nah, man, they always do that. That ain't about nothing. Everything cool. I'm like, nah, but I seen how y'all grouped up. Once I went over there to holler at the brother to make sure the brother was cool, calm, and collective, right? I see y'all brother going ahead and grouped up real fast. You know what I mean? We been in here for a while. We know what that meant. He like, oh, nah, they just was making sure everything was good. They were trying to make sure, you know what I mean? They see y'all. I'm like, man, all right, so look, we good. So he like, yeah, we good on our end. I'm like, all right, we good on our end, man. So boom, everything supposed to be everything, right? Now, it's probably like 3 more of them than us on the tier. So they was a little bit deeper than us. But to us, that's even. That don't mean shit. Because it still was like 17 to they had like 20 people. Pretty even. Especially when you talk about them blicks. But anyway, one thing we had up there, all the brothers' cells was like close. It wasn't like right in a row with each other. It was like a brother, skip over 2 cells, another brother, skip over a cell, brother. Like we was in line in the cells. We had line. That's how our cells was, right? But their cells was more so like spread apart. They was like all over the tip. We had our cells. We had got moved in the cells like that on purpose. Mainly so that whenever we throw a line out the door, we could get it to another cell, like a fishing line. And when you take a sheet, cut it, put a book on the end of the line, slide it down the tier, might be a kite in there, contraband, whatever. We, in a straight line, we could send it down to each other or right across the hall from each other. But if you sleep upstairs and you all the way down there, then we got to do a little more to get to you. But we just do little shit like that. Depending on your security level and what type of prison you in. But anyway, man, Slim shook hands. We went ahead, locked in. 5 minutes was up. We had to lock in the cell, right? When we lock in, before we go lock in, the brother's looking at me like, what's up? I'm like, yo, I hollered at him or whatever. He say, everything, that shit ain't about nothing, man. Dude's trying to go home or whatever, right? He ain't trying to get no trouble. So niggas like, all right, that's what it is then. And like I tell you, I was not the big dog on the tier, but I just had a little pull, you feel me? And I was real familiar with their leadership on the tier. The DC BOYZ leadership. I was on lockup with they big dog for a little while. But anyway, now my bunk buddy was a good brother. I'm in the cell, like, cause he didn't come out the cell during that rec period. He had stayed in the cell. So when I go in the cell, he was in there watching TV, eating a bowl of noodles or whatever, chilling, right? So I come in the cell, I'm like, yeah, yo, I'm like, shit crazy, little shit happening out there. So he's like, what happened? So I get to telling him, we even had words with the DC BOYZ or whatever, right? So he's like, oh yeah. He like, shit, we gotta get on point, right? I'm like, oh yeah, we already all over that, right? So while we talking, right, I'm so prison smart. I just get the peeping shit mid-conversation. I'm noticing how probably was locked in for like 30 minutes. Then all the talking across the tier stopped, the tier got quiet, right? Then we just keep hearing toilets flushing, like all these different toilets flushing, right? Made toilets flushing, right? So when I hear niggas doing that, I get quiet because I'm like, they trying to cover something up. I go ahead and put my ear to the wall and I can hear the nigga in the cell to the right of me, some metal scraping across the floor, right? And it sounded like we could hear it coming from right above us. It was some DC BOYZ that slept in the cell right on top of ours. And on the right side of us, right? And we hearing all these toilet flushing, but if you put your ear to the wall, you can hear shh, 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 you can hear them sharpening up that steel, right? So I'm like, oh, Jim. And I'm knowing what cells they coming from because they right around me. One on top of me, one on the right side of me, right? So I'm like, okay. None of the other brothers ain't peeped this shit. Luckily, I did. So one of my close brothers was across the hall from me. He was looking out the mirror, looking down the hall. So, I mean, looking out the window, looking down the hallway. So when I go to my window in the door, because it's like a little glass cutout in your door, when I look out my window, I see him. I look across the hall. He like basically saying, like, fuck, he flushing the toilet floor. He don't really know. So I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna write you a kite real fast. I wrote a kite, put it in the book, slide it across with my line, slide it under his door. I said, yo, strap up when you come out, the DC BOYZ sharpening them blicks. I said, take this kite, copy it, and pass it to all the good brothers on your side of the tier. Just send it down. So he was gonna basically throw his line down to each cell, and then let the next cell do it. They do it to the brothers, let them know what the fuck going on, right? And I did the same thing on my side of the tent. Slid it down. Boy, got a cat coming to you. They grabbed the line, you feel me?